They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants don't...
Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zod. Anyways, man, look, I had made a video on this dude Drex, and I'm like, the more the story continues to go, dude, I'm just so disappointed in this little youngster, dog. But I'm gonna say, before I even get into what I wanna get into, man, shout out to Too Grimy for radio, Too Grimy for TV. Shout out to only Too Grimy, period. And shout out to everybody that really rock with Zod like they've been rocking with. But the whole thing, like, I watched this whole video. They did a clip on basically Wack 100 and Drex getting online. Now, for the most part, I said in prior videos, anybody really, homies that's really dealing with that fool, you should really think about yourself in private. It's a level of reflection that you should do, and it's within yourself, because anybody with any real type of character is not gonna deal with Wack, especially if you double S in it. But you know what I mean, the way social media is and the way dudes will do anything to get famous, you know, a lot of dudes are selling their soul, but you know, because they feel like as if it's no consequence. But eventually when the ponds start falling, dudes start getting caught up for it. And I don't care to hear anybody that come on here supposedly you've been to whatever prison and this and that and you do what you want. Who cares? You run into the right one, dog, you're gonna get laid down. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But what I want to get into is Drex. See, now Drex is Americano. Nationality wise, his ethnicity is black. You cannot get around it. Like, and I've said that in prior videos to a lot of different fools. Like, it's like, we get it, you know what I mean? But there's no way that anybody could sit down and say that his face features and everything ain't black. The nose is the pretty much, but that's besides the point. The whole reason I decided to do this video is because I just don't like the fact that he's backpedaling. Like, he refused to use the C word right there. It's like, you already said it. Like, and people already know where you stand. You don't like Crips, cool. It is what it is. There's a lot of neighborhoods out here that don't get along with Crips or Bloods, and they ain't changing for nothing. They're gonna keep that same energy no matter who they're around. But I get it, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I said, like, in the last video, like, if dudes really gonna get into a vodka, because if you're trying to start jar up, dog, like, you know what I mean? And then now you going at it with the Crips and probably most likely the Bloods as well. Like, it wouldn't be smart. Like, you're already in established vodka, so why not? If you're gonna really push that south side, why not get into these neighborhoods that's willing to probably accept you? You know what I mean? Like, it's just who ain't pushing that, you know, the NK thing outside of the, you know, them dudes upstate killing. You know what I mean? But like, I don't get it, dude. It's like nobody's really sitting down with this youngster to tell him that he's making all types of mistakes. For one, Wack can't clear nothing up. Wack can't soften no blow. Wack can't even do nothing for himself. Wack don't even pull up in Bokoima. So, I mean, that's like me claiming my neighbor and I refuse to show up on my block knowing that my homeboy's gonna do something to me. Like, it just... like, people should tell him that wasn't a good look, dude. If anything, it's like there's a look at. If anything, ain't nobody really too much tripping off the ER word as much. Even though they know your homeboy made the mistake, they're just gonna press you to deal with that dude. But it goes without saying that's a part of the thing. If they got any real respect for you, they wouldn't crick their mouth to say certain things. Anybody that's within your presence that wants to say that, they ain't really got no respect for you in the first place. And don't get me wrong, I've dealt with that in my life, and it's got handled accordingly because it's a respect thing. Everybody's gonna talk the way they talk, but there's consequence to what you say, plain and simple. There may be some situation you can handle right away, but as it goes on, you know, there's ways to handle certain things, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. But the whole thing, you and Wack getting on the phone like as if he can clear something up, dude. If anybody, if anything, if you look at, for one, if you pushing that double S, which I keep telling fools that you're pushing something entirely different, but if you really pushing that double S, ain't no need to apologize to nobody. Plain and simple. You just gonna weather the storm. But if you gonna actually have it to where other watchers are getting involved that represent that double S, you need to be double S yourself. Fools be saying Sureño and all this. You can't. You've never been battle test. You've never been nowhere in order to even receive that title, dog. It's a difference. You can claim Southerner all day, which is kind of like, you know, whatever. It's just somebody. It's just a side that you identify, but it's that other word. Like, you gotta really be, you know what I mean? Because There's fools that's gonna get that and never earn it. And then there's fools that's gonna earn it that don't think that other cats that haven't really put in a grip of work should even have that title. And to each is his own. You can claim it, just know that there's consequence behind your action. Except that that's what anyone. No, you don't want to claim that if you ain't never been nowhere, dog. Claim the South Side, that's cool. You got residents or Southsiders. It's a word, just shows what sides you identify with. But like, look, dude. At the end of the day, dog. If you're gonna get online and really put yourself out there, as far as apologize to anybody, you already apologize to the blacks, whatever. You are black, but you know you're not black, whatever. Get at the cribs, dog. There are reputable cats in Los Angeles, Long Beach, and all these other spots that'll hear you out, dog. Nobody just want to sell you down the river, but they gonna make you stand on absolutely everything you say. Like if you really pushing that C blank, then they gonna make you stand on it. But it's just like any other gang in Los Angeles or the Valley or whatever, they gonna make you stand on it. Like, so when you see one of them fools, one fool might not even be tripping on you. He might be like, whatever, this dude just talking out his mind, you know what I mean, out his ass. We ain't really tripping on him right there. But most of them fools, look at this one thing that you got to realize when it comes to the Crips in Los Angeles County, they've always been our greatest opposition because they got just as turned up as some of the homies are. There's a lot of them fools that are turned up. They super extra out, and they just they're about their whole program in jail is fighting each other. Like, they don't do the whole unity thing. These dudes is actively looking for their enemies to run head up face with. They don't get that type of pass like, hey homie, come over here, like the homies got. Like, we got a whole different get down. Them fools is actually pushing fades, dog. They don't make you run a fade or you getting rolled up out the thing. But if they continue that gangbanging, even in there, even in prison, they continue that gangbanging. They won't even sell up with certain food. It's just what it is, dog. So if anything, if you're gonna reach out to anybody, don't reach out to some fool that claims something but can't even really be around the reputable fools. You got to get with the fools that's actually, dog. Social media is so big, dog. You got fools that could really put you in a good or a bad position. But for the homies that's just allowing this youngster to just crash out, like, if fools are claiming him as a homie, then embrace that fool and take him up under the wings and give him that real clecha. Because right now, this dude is out there hanging himself constantly, dude. Like, if you're pushing that energy to where you don't get along with Crips, then just push that energy. But they are going to point out the fact that you're not from nowhere, dog. You know what I mean? Just because dudes say whatever on social media, you ain't got to trip out on like, there's a gang of fools that don't like me, but I don't care. I'm still a Southern. I don't care if a million blacks didn't like the fact that I'm from a Southern gang. It is what it is. You choose your path. But that's the same as a Crip not being tripping off the fact that a Blood might not like the fact that he's a Crip, or a Crip might not like the fact that he's a Blood. It don't matter, dog. You just embrace what comes next. If you really want to be full-fledged with it, which I would tell you to stay away from, just focus more on the music. But since you continuously put yourself in the mix and you on social media just banging on hoods that are just known, like when you bang on the 9-0s, dude, 9-0s is really known. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get it. You might get your kudos from like Bloods and like the Hoovers, but at the end of the day, dog, they're not observing. They're not gonna absorb your beef. And if you really pushing Southside, then they ain't got really nothing to do with it, period. But I don't know, dog. Like it's like the homeboy Doughboy. He out of Orange County too, dog. He told you, just run the fade, dog, with that fool that said that, and dead it right there. And whatever issues you gonna have with the Crips, if it's just really like that, then you gonna have them issues. But expect that when you come to Los Angeles, fool's gonna pull your car. But if you banging the double S, dog, like wholeheartedly, you know fool's gonna get your back. It's just what it is. But ain't nobody trying to go to war for no taggers, dog. Like, it's just like, I mean, you got vodkas that were taggers. You had Cam, big ass neighborhood. Where they took over, and there's a few other spots that got real territory. But these dudes aren't in the county, dog. They went through the whole beat down and green. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah, when I saw that video, dog, I was just really disappointed. But it's good. I seen there's a lot of black homies that ain't speaking up about it, because a lot of them feel as if it's none of their business. But at the end of the day, it's just an affront to the ones that really been putting in that work and deserve to bang that double S, dog. And I would, if my wish for you, dog, it would be like your brother. Don't even get involved in the gang stuff, dog. Just do the music, and you know what I mean. Even the fact when they were like, when you were like, oh, but I'm Mexican, nigga. I was like, dude, like, come on, dog. It comes to a point you gotta just choose, dog. Like, if you don't want to admit that you're black, dog, just say it, but don't use the word. Like, it makes it seem weird. Like you're trying to distance yourself at the same time you're trying to embrace part of it, because the IGA is a different, like, you're essentially speaking a different language. You're actually involving yourself in something that you want absolutely no part of. I don't even say the word. Why? Because I represent something entirely different. Can nobody take a black card from me? Nothing. Like, I'm always gonna be me regardless. But if you want to separate yourself, then change your stilo, because there's a lot of black homies out here that are straight cholos, dog. Like, I can name you what's from Harpies, what's from 18, what's from, like, there's a black fool from nearly every vodka, like, and some of them may not claim them no more, but there's a lot that were from, and at one time we were prevalent, and it's a lot of us even more now. It's just fools dressed like Crips and Bloods, so nobody can really tell in a sense, you know what I mean? But yeah, dog, just choose, dog. Just choose. If you really gonna be with it, dog, be with it. And don't apologize for nothing. Maybe the only thing you need to apologize is the fact of that N-word and your homeboy. But if anything, I would be whooping on him and then make him apologize. You know what I'm saying? If he's gonna be within your mix, dog, because fools in your circle that's on that time, dog. Like, I seen in the video, sound like some fool said blood. I'm like, dude, you cannot. The NIER and the hard R's and you banging blood too, that just makes the homie should discipline you and put you off your hood. Like, it's just like that. Like, and when you make an apology, when you apologize for something, you don't need to put out the whole, like, everybody popping it right now. They're not popping it. They're telling you the truth, dog. You're from a tagger vodka. You have fools assuming that you're double S-ing, but you I don't know. All I'm gonna say is this, dog. Don't use Wack, dog. Wack cannot help you. Wack will only make your situation worse. Dudes that really bang the South don't care what Wack has to say, dog. And most Crips in Los Angeles and Bloods and Pyros don't care what Wack got to say, dog. Wack is reputable in his own mind, but to the fools that's really out there in the streets in the front line doing this, dude is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Dudes will do business with him because it's money, but when in the scheme of things, dog, it's different, dog. Don't get at Wack, dog. Get at these reputable Crips that you see. There's some that are online that are real reptiles, and there's some that ain't, dog. They can't even go back to their own block. But there's some that's out there that's really, and it ain't hard to find, dog. It ain't hard. Like, especially looking black, dog. You gonna have access to a lot of other spaces that a lot of cats will never be able to, because they're gonna look out for you just off the simple. They don't care whether you black and running south, dog. They gonna look out for you, dog, because at the end of the day, you still a piece of them, dog. It's just what it is. Now, like I said, you gonna have scandalous fools. The Crips always been turned up. That's why I tell you, we bumping heads with them fools in the county a lot, because they turned up. Like, it's just what it is, dog. And they're from Los Angeles. They're wilding, dog. They wild out, dog. Like, so do the Bloods, but it's just a different vibe, dog. But yeah, get at a reputable, dog. Don't get at Wack. Don't get at, I could say a few other names, but they ain't even worth mentioning them. But don't get at them fools. And if these fools that call you out for a fade, that ain't reputable, dude, don't shine them fools on. Especially if you banging the double S, you ain't gotta do none of that. They ain't heads up with anybody, dog. Like, either they gonna get it cracking or they gonna leave it alone, dog. But like I said, get at the ones that's reputable, because there's some out here that really, like, stump down in their hood with the business, and let it be known, like, look, show this fool get disciplined, and then it's done. Especially if you ain't all out there full-fledged with the double S and you just, associate, get that fool crushed on a little bit. It's a discipline thing, you know what I mean? It's a respect thing. Same how it would be in jail. It's a respect thing, dog. And then most likely fools gonna dead the issue. You're still probably gonna catch phase because fools don't forget what you did. But it'll be a lot easier than what you trying to push against the system right now, with nearly zero backing outside of your little circle. But you know what I mean, you alienated the fools, like, like the homies from Boys, they right there. give them no shine. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot of things, dog. All I'm gonna say, dog, is just clean it up, dog. But don't go apologizing or not even apologize. Don't get fools involved in a business they ain't got no pull. Period. They may have pull on social media, but as far as the streets, no. You know what I'm saying? And that's your boy Blacks just telling you the truth, dog. Look at me, dog. I'm 46. I'm still doing what I do and ain't apologize to absolutely nobody. But then again, I'm not on social media dissing fools that I don't have issue with. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. But just keep it clean, dog. Follow your homeboy Doughboy's thing, dog. Like, he's just keeping it real, dog. He's from your aka, like, at least around there. Like, he's keeping it real, dog. Just handle your fade. Tell that fool run it. Fools want to see you get down with that fool, and then it's dead, dog. If he's your homeboy, he shouldn't take it personal. Run the fade, dog. He can be on his NK time, and you're just not, dog. You know, which would be kind of crazy because of what you look like to be on NK. That would have been weird anyway. But like I said, on your boy Zod, dog. No disrespect to you. Hopefully, you know, you sort it out, dog. But then again, you're from a different area. But like, I mess with dudes in that area, so. You know, shout out to them, dog. Shout out to OC. Shout out to Anaheim. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of them, dog. Shout out to all that side, dog. There's some real solid homies out there, and that's a fact. With that being said, your boy Zion, I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!